In today's video, I will briefly talk about who are the 4 stars in Phase 1 of version 4.1 and how will they synergize and work with Hu Tao and Neuvillette, and surprisingly, these are way better than our current banner with Child and Zhongli's 4 stars being Sayu, Noelle, and Fremine, which they will not synergize well with either Child or Zhongli, so this one's gonna be a good one. Also, a special thanks to everyone who has been watching and subscribing for the past few days. I really appreciate it. Without wasting your time, let's get into the video. The first one I wanted to talk about is Xingqiu. He is by far the best support for Hu Tao for not only interruption resistance, although not as good as actual Chiller units, but also for constant vaporized reactions for teams consisting of Xiangling, Yelan, Xingqiu, and Hu Tao. But in case you don't have Yelan, or maybe you need more of a crowd control capabilities, then a Sucrose or Kazuha would be a great replacement to work alongside Xingqiu and the rest of the team. But you can always use a shielder like Zhongli or even Diona for a more functional team, and I believe if you haven't been lucky so far and you don't have Xingqiu, he works really well and enhances your account whether you have or want Hu Tao or simply want him for your other similar functioning teams. One of the great things about him is that even after you swap to a different character, which in this case would be Hu Tao, his burst will remain for 15 seconds with a cooldown of 20 seconds, which is not that long considering his value. And even if you have Xingqiu, I believe his constellations are really game changing and you really need them, so getting the constellations will also help you out a lot. Now on the other hand, if you want Neuvillette, you will find Xingqiu only useful for Hydro Resonance that increases max HP by 25%, which could be nice, but as far as working well together with Neuvillette in different teams, he is not going to be his best teammate, since the main shining point of Xingqiu is his burst, that is activated by normal attacks and has off-field Hydro application, which Neuvillette does not need Hydro applications that much and doesn't really use his normal attacks, and Neuvillette is mainly focused on his charge attacks, so not gonna be worth pairing these two up in the same team. As for our second 4-star in this banner, Fischl, she can work really well with both of them, especially for Neuvillette, but as far as her team comps with Hu Tao, you can use her in Hu Tao's overloaded team, which is not desirable for damage and not the best team for Hu Tao, but you can also use her in vaporized teams, and by the addition of Fischl, you can also trigger overloaded reactions at the same time of triggering vaporized, but this only works against bigger enemies since overloaded reaction is not the best when it comes to smaller mobs, because they will be sent all over the place because of overloaded's explosion and you have to chase them down one by one, which is not fun with a close range character. Overall not her best team, but it's just a possibility for a team comp that can work with Fischl and Hu Tao. On the other hand, Fischl is one of the best off-field supports for Neuvillette. For example, Neuvillette's hyper carry team, you can pair him with Kazuha, Zhongli, and an off-field electro applier like Fischl for the electro charge reactions without needing too much on field time. She can be really flexible for his teams by using her skill and burst to have Oz around to keep the electro application going, and Neuvillette will do the rest. And even if you have her already, her constellations are fairly good and will improve her potential dramatically, and it's always nice to have more constellations for your favorite characters. And our third and last 4-star of this banner is Diona. She can be a good and even with low investment a decent shielder and a healer, but here's the good part for Hu Tao. Since you don't need her to get healed to get her max HP, Diona contributes healing and shield but not over healing on her own, so it doesn't hinder Hu Tao's ability, especially if you don't have another shielder like Zhongli or Layla. You can always count on Diona for protecting your characters without over healing them, and you can simply walk out of her burst to stop the healing, but it's so slow that it doesn't really hinder Hu Tao's damage and doesn't really overheal Hu Tao. As for Neuvillette, Diona can be used instead of Zhongli and Kirara or units like that, since he needs a shielder, especially because he needs a lot of on-field time, and during his time on the field, his charge attacks can be susceptible to receiving too much damage or even getting interrupted out of his moves, so what better than a shielder that can also decently heal and even apply cryo, which can be useful in some situations. In conclusion, I would say if you get any of these 3 4-star characters, they can be useful for your account overall, whether you use them with neuvillette or Hu Tao, or use them independently on other teams. They have so much value, especially Fischl and Xingqiu, regardless of what AR you're at or how strong your account is. So it's a great banner in my opinion, and if you like either neuvillette and Hu Tao, this banner it will definitely be worth it, regardless of which 4-star you're getting. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and like for more content in the upcoming days, and I would highly appreciate it as it will help me stay motivated to create more content and improve on a daily basis. And if you have anything to say, leave a comment if you have any suggestions or anything you want to share with us down below. With all that being said, have a good day or night and peace.